Hey, help support the show by becoming a member on Patreon or YouTube. You'll get 4 bonus videos a month, plus ad-free versions of every Junkyard pod, and a special shout out at the beginning of each video. This is the best way to help me as a creator, and so thank you, and go Cavs.
This is the moment we've all been waiting for the thousands in attendance and the millions watching around the world. Let's get ready to
All right, so the Cleveland Cavaliers, I'm going to be honest with you guys. Before this game, I figured we wouldn't even do a post-game pod. What would there be to talk about? You know, just like against yesterday, the Pacers game, which actually was surprising in its own right. I think we had some pretty encouraging performances. The Cavs put up a lot of fight. Their B squad really took Indiana all the way down to the wire, literally down to the wire. It ended on a Jalen Tyson miss. And so today, against the New York Knicks, a team that really wanted this win, this game mattered to them. The Cavs had literally nothing to play for, absolutely no reason to go as hard as they did tonight. Evan Mobley played 35 minutes. Darius Garland played 33. Max Strus played 35 minutes. There was no need for any of that. And yet, they walk into Madison Square Garden, a place where they got embarrassed 2 years ago, a place where the lights were too bright. And they come in and they absolutely stun them. They were down 23 at one point in this game. Didn't matter. He completely erased it. We saw some of the best defense they've played in a while down the stretch of this game. Truly some of the most bone-crushing, locked in 2023, 2024 level defense from the Cavaliers. Darius Garland was on fire to close this game. Clutch player of the year. Old Kid says Madison Square Garland. It was crazy. Jackson,
I like that.
I know you were writing the grades for most of it, and some of them got, Max Strus changed your mind last second. I'm sure Darius Garland elevated his grade. What was this game? I don't even know how to explain it. I expected this to be nothing, and instead it's actually a very encouraging win at the end of the season.
It was, and I think we saw this last night too in the loss to the Pacers. This team just likes winning, and they're just going to do what they need to in order to actually get wins. And even on a night when, man, they came out bad, you got a stinker from Evan Mobley. He wasn't good. Jarrett Allen, I thought wasn't great in the second half, but it's like, that's fine. And they were without Donovan Mitchell, DeAndre Hunter, and Ty Jerome. But still, they're like, that's fine. Max Strus can pick up, can get some extra rebounds. He can hit some clutch shots. Isaac Okoro can chip in as a great defender. Also hit a bunch of clutch shots. Darius Garland, who went 0 for 4 from distance at the start of the game, can just come down and hit a logo 3 that really changed the momentum of the game with 5 minutes left, all on the road in a game that the Knicks were trying to win. Were desperately trying to win. They had 4 guys on their injury report as questionable. 3 of them played. So, this was a game they wanted. This wasn't a game where the Cavs came in and said, we have to win this, but they did anyway. And that just speaks to how good this team's overall process is and how much this team just likes winning and how good they are.
Yeah, it's the process. It's the commitment to winning, to being great, to playing your best basketball, to having the confidence in yourself, right? Like I mentioned this during the stream, but think about last year. We threw a game, the last game of the season. We absolutely threw one to intentionally lose. And now we're playing in games that have zero meaning on anything. And we're coming out and we're getting the win anyway. Look, this is one of the big things that I want to point out. I know Evan Mobley was really not that great tonight. I mean, 3 of 10 shooting. Even Jarrett Allen was a bit quiet. But something that I walked into this game saying, so I was like, all right, I'm expecting us to lose. The one thing that I'm actually looking at is how do they handle Mitchell Robinson on the glass? How do they handle the rebounding battle? And I'm pleasantly surprised. Jarrett Allen, 13 rebounds. Evan Mobley, 10. The Cavs finished with 49 rebounds overall. The Knicks, just 35 rebounds, and Mitchell Robinson only had 7. And I think
we can't.
I think he had like 5 of those in the first quarter.
This isn't where you want to go. They lost.
This is where I want to go. They came up big.
They got beat. They got beat there again.
No, I don't agree with that.
Yes, they got beat.
Jackson, they out rebounded them by 14. They held Robinson to only 7. And Jarrett Allen, in one of the final plays of the game, actually boxed out Robinson and got a rebound. I think they did a good job on the glass tonight.
Listen, there's a lot of good stuff to take away from this game.
That's a takeaway for me. I thought they did great on the glass.
That shouldn't be a takeaway.
They only had 10 offensive rebounds. We beat them on
They had
every
6
category on the
in the first quarter
glass.
alone.
Yeah, but then they had 6 in the first quarter. They only had 4 the rest of the way. They responded. Oh, in the fourth quarter. Well, either way, we outscored them 30-16, and we got the boards
Yeah,
when
that's fine. Yeah, that's good.
I
I'm
still
just
think
saying that
to me they did really good on the glass today.
they did.
I thought Jarrett Allen especially rise to the occasion and actually boxed out in the fourth quarter with like a minute left and got a big rebound over Mitchell Robinson. And either way, like, look, they won the rebounding battle by 14. That's just something that I came into with an emphasis on because Mitchell Robinson has beat us up in the past, and he only had 7 boards today. So I think they did a pretty good job on him overall. And again, it's like game rebounding too. Look at the bench: 5 from Jalen Tyson, 5 from Okoro, 5 from Craig Porter. Like, it was a team effort. The only other thing too is like Darius Garland. I know we already mentioned it, but that fourth quarter, I don't have the numbers off the top of my head. Does anyone know how many points he had in the fourth? It had to be like
points on 5 to 6 on 6 to 6 shooting with 2 assists, no turnovers.
Jeez. I mean, that was a masterful performance from Darius Garland. Put on an absolute clinic at the end. Scoring from the mid-range too, which was the other thing that I'm looking for is can Darius Garland score from that zone, the middle of the floor? He had like 4 straight against New York in the fourth quarter. And then, of course, that logo 3 to cap it all off.
Yeah, I mean, Garland was great. He really started out rough. This wasn't a Garland game. You know, he missed his first four threes. He was like 4-12 at one point, and then just says, it's the fourth quarter. We can win this game. There's nobody on this Knicks team that can guard me. And that proved to be true. Max Strus also went 3 for 4 from 3 in the fourth quarter. That's a huge thing because this wasn't a game where, the Cavs have been winning with depth all season, and the Cavs bench today was, Craig Porter Jr., Isaac Okoro, Jalen Tyson, and Javonte Green. No shots at Isaac Okoro today. But,
this was our bench's bench.
Yeah, like this is 2023 Cavs bench. So they needed, their starters to step up, and Garland stepped up, Max Strus stepped up. That's huge.
Big time. Yeah. Yeah, and that to close it out, because I know we want to make this one quick, just that defensive unit that we saw. I think it was Garland, Allen, Strus, and Okoro on the floor. Was that there's 4? Who was the 5th? Was it Wade? No, it was Tyson. It was Allen, Garland, Strus, Tyson, and Okoro. Wade ended up coming in and keeping the momentum, but there was this 5-man unit right here that just for like 3 straight. Oh, geez. Okay, my highlighting didn't work. For like 3 straight minutes, it was like 24-second shot clock violation, 24-second shot clock violation, turnover, travel. Like, they just had them in a straitjacket. And when you talk about the Cavs and them kind of sliding back in the defensive ratings here towards this end of the season, it's like when they want to play defense. I know Jalen Tyson, you're not going to see that lineup in the playoffs, but when the Cavs want to be an elite defense, they have shown me that they can still do it, and they did it tonight, holding New York to 16 points in the fourth quarter. And again, this is a game that New York wanted to win. So all in all, I'm really happy with this performance. I expected this to be a punt game. We don't really care too much. Man, what a showing from the Cavs. I'm very happy with the way they played.
Yeah, I mean, this was really encouraging, and I do want to, before we wrap up, I do want to say this was an excellent game from Isaac Okoro. I think that I feel like today was the time where we've seen him do the most things on offense. Like, we've seen him be used as a screener on ball before, but it seems like when he gets in that mode, it's like, oh, I'm supposed to screen on ball. He just keeps doing it on repeat, and he's not actually like playing basketball, or like, oh, I'm supposed to attack closeouts. Like, it seemed like he just gets one thing in his mind at a time, and then like just does that really well for a short stretch. But tonight it felt like he was like integrating everything. Like, oh, he's like, I can attack from the wing, I can attack from the corner, I can set screens and then cut to the corner really quickly, draw my guy away so Garland has a clean path to the hoop. Like, he was just doing all these little things right on offense in a way that I don't think he's done before. And then when he is doing all those little things right, his skill as an offensive player can show through. And I know it sounds weird to say Isaac Okoro is a skilled offensive player, but I really do think he is a skilled offensive player. Like, he's a good passer when he's going to the basket. He's a good 3-point shooter. He's a good finisher at the rim. It's just that it doesn't seem like he's consistently in the correct spots to take advantage of that all the time. And tonight, he just really was. So just a really impressive game from Isaac Okoro. Also, he shut down Jalen Brunson.
Been waiting a long time to see Okoro sick down to Jalen Brunson, so that made me happy. And that was great points overall. I mean, look, even 3 of 3 from the 3-point line tonight. Anytime Okoro does that, it's going to be a good game. But it was more than that. It was like you said, going to the right spots on the floor. He only had 1 assist, but he had another great pass to Jalen Tyson where he just kind of smoked a layup. He made some good reads out of the short roll. I think actually the one to Tyson, it wasn't even off the short roll. I think he literally took someone off the dribble. Like he did a between the legs move, got into the paint, shoveled it off to Tyson, and unfortunately he missed it. But good stuff from Isaac Okoro and good stuff from the Cavs overall. This was the 81st game of the season. That means we got 1 game left before the playoffs start, everybody. Final game on Sunday. Me and Corey will be streaming that game on Playback, so make sure you're following Fear the Sword on playback.tv. Come hang out with us for the last game of the regular season. And then from there, we got playoff basketball on Playback. So I'm looking forward to it. I can't wait. And thank you guys for tuning in. I hope you enjoy the rest of your night, and go Cavs.
Join the Patreon and head to fearthesword.com. I agree. Go Cavs.